Welcome back. We're going to continue with the planetary containments. And if you're not familiar with that terminology, I have a prior video or videos now that actually goes into more explanation. But for those who have watched that, or the benefit if you haven't, I'm going to start showing this. You pick a planet, whatever we may choose in your chart. This will be in your natal chart, and it's looking at a visual effect, but you can see the planets, and how one is maybe you may not see it instantaneously, but there are ones that are in front and back or rear. And what we're going to do is this time the arrows are showing you which where we're focusing on which particular planet. So you have planet A and planet B. I'm not designating it to any planet, but you can pick any planet you want, and so be it at this point. But importance is whatever planet, when the sun is different, when you, of course, it's a luminary, it's not a planet, but it gives you more reference to self identity and self expression. Also shows you where you may shine at too, as well. But all that indicators, going down the list, we're looking at the sun position in relationship to the planet that will be in front of it, not in back of it. So the arrows are to indicate the directions of what we're looking at. So we'll know to determine what is front and what is back. So when you're looking at any planet, or particularly the sun now, you want to see if any planet, it couldn't be Mercury, but I'm going to use Mercury as another example too. Um, and it could be the planet Venus. It could be the planet Saturn. It can be also the planet. It could be even Chiron. But all these are indicators of something, as we call this, is another technique besides planetary containments, because it gets you into the habit of looking or visually spotting things in a chart without explanations, and just knowing how the natural configuration would be a better term. And you can learn a lot just from that simple technique. So for the case we're dealing with the sun, and the sun only when we're using this, if Mercury is ahead of it, or Venus, this now, or other planets, we now call this a scout planet, because the sun is the identity. So we're getting another closer, finer point understanding of your chart, or other people's chart for that matter. So this one, spend some time with it, and you get to understand the flow, so to speak. And you're going to naturally get, once you practice, you'll be able to spot it really instantaneously. Trust me on that. um, so moving forward, the planet ahead, or Mercury, can have importance. Why it's importance? Regardless, if it's not Venus and anything else, like we're just only talking Mercury, because Mercury represents our thoughts. And we're going to go to part two of the Mercury ahead or behind the sun. Is going to call you Mercury chemistry. And this is going to bring into play, I'll give examples and how to spot this in other charts, or just practice. You can get a lot of free charts or online charts, and just look at them, just in case to see this particular. And celebrities can be kind of fun, because you can try to see if you kind of picture that vocation. For example, the Mercury ahead can give a person, not only this for celebrity, but it's a vocational planet too, or scout. So in this identity of the person in their life, with Mercury rule fields, and that's communications, that also deals with neighborhoods, quick trips, traveling trips, and so forth. So, and clerical, or anything dealing with manually the hands too, as well. So this will be something that can be vitally helpful in an individual chart. So this is keeping in mind mental chemistry, or mental chemistry. And you're going to have the planet of the head of the sun, the scout planet, but we're going to focus in primarily on Mercury. So hopefully, and last bit, to get a kind of idea, when you're looking at a chart, you have the line drawn here is, see the horizontal little line here? This represents the ascendant in a chart or the first house cusp. So you can judge visually, just spot check, and you can see one, two, three, which one would be the first one to come across, so to speak, the finish line. And if you chose Mercury, you're absolutely correct. And if not, then just please rewind a little bit and re-listen to it. It'll make sense as you go. It may seem a little confusing, but there's days, it'll be a point where you'll see, oh my God, it was that. But it's that simple. So, meaning that the technique, if you practice, it will come very apparent to you. So I don't let simple be anything associating with anything of a personal identity or status. It has nothing. It's just a particular procedure that takes time. So, um, on that note, I thank you for the likes. I love it with subscribing if you haven't, and share too. And comments if anything else that you see or clear that I may have to revisit. So, on that note, peace.